Okay, so you caught me again, and if you didn't, and you just downloaded this and you don't have the previous bit, well, you're screwed. This is Chris at 3D Palace again. Now, you've created this much, so you've created 2 holes, a bit of a rail, some steps, and this thing here. So we're going to have to kind of go into slightly more depth now with what we're doing. So what I'm going to do here is, I need to chamfer this piece now, and this piece is going to be a closed piece as well, so firstly, before I do anything else, I'm just going to drag a line down here, do a quick connect. Okay, so we've got that line there, and with it selected, I'm going to scale it flat. The reason I've done that is I want to take the lines out on the right here, and I can't do that until I've got rid of that piece. Okay, now theoretically I could just mirror this, but I want to do something different with this piece over here anyway. So, first things first, I'm going to select all these pieces inside here. And I'll just use the select tool rather than the select and move tool. Many a model has been inadvertently destroyed by people who didn't realise the difference. Drag, drag, drag. Ah, no! It's all gone horrible. Just click and drag. Go into object, and this will be escape capsule. Click OK. Right, and I'll work on the escape capsule in just a moment. However, I will quickly flip that, select those, and cap it. Okay. So now we have our escape capsule object. Select pivot only, center to object, and off, and I'm going to drag that over there. Okay, just so it's out of the way. Now, if I go to my front view, I could really do with this rail here. So I'm just going to grab, in a very coarse manner, drop into perspective. Oh, I've got to ignore back facing on. Silly on me. There we go. Grab it again. Perspective. And grow it. Ka-ching. Don't think I need to grow it much more apart from that. Detach that piece. Okay, and now I'm going to shift it along. So I'll go to the front view and shift and grab. And I'm just going to drop this here. And I'm going to clone it as an element. So now I've got 2 rails in there. Turn off optimize. 2 rails in there. So I'm quite pleased about that. Now what do I need to do? Ah yeah, I've got to chamfer the outside of this thing. So start. Once I've chamfered this, we'll do the maker's marks around the outside and stuff. Because even though it's a prefab and one piece, we still have to assume, just like with everything else, so if you've seen the Stormbringer, you'll have heard me say this, that it's made in small parts and assembled. It's like the Death Star, you know, the Death Star wasn't a single piece. It was constructed by various different labourers and contractors. Okay, as you see, we've got some sort of bollocks up going up at the top here. Ah, there we are, that would explain it. Quick target weld. Try again. Another one over here. There we go. Try again. A lot of this is trial and error, just getting your model right and fixing all the bollocks ups that we make. It's part of the fun though. Okay, chamfer it again. Click OK. There we go. Okay, it's starting to get somewhere. Oh, scratch my neck. Okay, now I've got to start moving this shuttle piece in because it's quite a basic piece. Now the good thing about the shuttle is we don't need any more than you're seeing here. Yeah, that's kind of it for our shuttle. Now what I'm going to do is move my shuttle over to here first, because I desperately need to chamfer it a bit. Then I can do some additional detailing from there. And yes, I'm doing it by eye. No, I will get into trouble for doing it by eye. No, I don't care. Okay, over here, going to go and grab a compound object, boolean, pick up around B, which is that. That wasn't exactly what I was looking for. And of course, what I'd forgotten to do was, what do you call it again? Create a copy of our escape unit. So Control V. I'm going to call this cookie, because I'm using a cookie cutter idea. Now, if I go over here and do a boolean, pick operand B, press H, and we'll have cookie. Right click, convert to little poly again. And there we go. This is our shuttle type object. Now I'm going to go to my left viewport and zoom, because I don't want anything on the back of it. Now then, let's have a look and see which bits I can tidy a bit. So I'm going to get rid of this piece at the back here, I think. Or most of it, anyway. I'm just going to select all these verts. Get rid of them. Perspective view. I just really want this shape here, you see. So, tools, select invert. Delete, that gives me just this piece here. Now if I select it by cap, there's going to be quite a lot of leftover pieces, I suspect. Yep, there they are. So, target welds. Keep an eye on it. And check the other side, that's fine. Now, if I do Control A and then do a weld, that gets rid of a few more. I'll just increase it. There we go. Now then I'm going to select this piece, move it back like that to create the back end of our shuttle. Now if I select this piece here, delete it, I can then cap it again. By doing that I have all these edges selected, or I could just select by polygon, press Control and then select by edge. Either does the same thing really. Now I'm going to chamfer just a tiny bit. Okay. You can see now how this works. Okay, now I'm looking at my original designs here, making sure I get it right. I'll select from here down to here, connect, and do some cuts. I've got to build a place for people to look out of when they're busy escaping. Okay, that's fine. Now, oops. These two selected, I'm going to use the connect tool, then I'm going to use the scale tool. That just gets them nice and level. Now I'm going to use the moving them apart rapidly tool. There we are. Okay, starting to get somewhere. Going to leave that piece now and we'll come back to it in just a second. Now I'm going to start by selecting this piece and this piece simultaneously and do an inset. Not too big an inset though, so 0.01 I think. So 0.001 or 0.1? There we are, 0.01. Click apply. Do it again over here. And just click apply. Cancel out. Now what I'm going to do over here is do some little bevels. And this will give us the effect of the panelling at the front here. So a nice little bevel. Nowhere near that high, so bring it right in. You notice I'm using the sliders to control my bevel at the moment, because obviously it does give me a lot more control over what I'm doing. There we go, like that. And the outline amount's nice and small. A little bit less, there we go. Look okay, a tiny little extrude. Definitely not that much. Like that. And then another tiny bevel. Okay, because we don't want to lose our definition in these corners. You can see where that's happened, yeah? So let's undo those. I'll just go with one level of bevel rather than two. Now if I press F4, you can see now our maker's marks are appearing, yeah? That's what I call it when we've got these panels. Okay, and press F4 and go back in again. Now we've got to assume that this is a secure kind of escape capsule, because that's what I've designed it as. So I'm going to extrude this straight back in first, then I'm going to apply bevel. But before I do, I think I should bevel these individually. And do an inset, and a second bevel, and back, and a bevel again. Okay, so these are our escape unit pod number 1 thing. Nice. Okay, and in a few minutes we'll get on to adding extra detail on those. So now let's just move it into here. Press F4 so you can see what we've done, and there, you see, we've got our escape pod actually on its rail. Alright. Front viewport. Now, the idea being that it should be on the left one, sorry, on the right one, not the left one. So just make sure it's set up correctly. There we go. Back in perspective. Okay, so you can see how this is starting to come together now, hopefully. I'm going to build a nice little rail down the side there soon. Now we've got these two pieces here. At the back here, I want it to look like, you know, this is escaped, and then a door shuts behind it. Okay, you know, safety thing, stop the flames shooting back after it or whatever. So what I'm going to do is press F4. Now I could do ideally with a little chamfer all the way around this. But what I'm going to do, because I'm sneaky, is I'm going to use a chamfer from this side instead, I think. Or this one. Yeah, this one. I'll get a nice chamfer from this. And what I mean is I'm going to capture the chamfer that I made. You may not understand, but don't worry. Okay, so our escape unit, convert back to an edible poly. And, yeah, convert to an edible poly. Or will I... Wait 1 second. Yeah, so I'm just being silly here. Now I need to get rid of some of these extras again. Remember we got rid of these last time? Yeah, get rid of them again. Okay, that's fine. We don't need these. They just really get in our way. Anything that looks like it shouldn't be there, shouldn't. We really don't need these side pieces. Yeah, and be careful what you're deleting, by the way. Alright, so we're starting to get there. We've got this basic piece here, some minor details on it. So now we need to start increasing the detail, and we've got to start building the area where people are actually bored if they're, you know, running up and down these ladders. So what I'm going to do now is work on the centre section where our door will be. So for that, I'm going to grab these, just here, and I'm going to chamfer them wide. That's what I call it when I do this. Okay, this is going to be our entrance to these pieces. Now I want to build a little step up piece here so that people can just step into the doorway over here off the escape hatch, which is here, thus making it look like it was built modular style. So this thing will connect there. And now grab this, extrude. You notice how it extrudes a bit like a step, and I'm going to extrude it by 1 metre. Well, not, actually no, 0.75 metres. I'm looking at my concept sketch here now. Okay, now control, select by edge, I'm going to click grow, there we go. And I don't really want to chamfer it too much, so I'm not going to bother with the underside there. Okay, just click chamfer, 0.02, not enough. Try 0.01, just right. Okay, press F4 if you're not sure, and look, and you can see the highlights on the edges. Really does make a difference. Okay, pull back and drop out. Now, I got distracted, wasn't I, because I was making this piece over here. Sorry about that. We'll make this piece over here and then we'll freeze and we'll get back to it again in a minute. Incidentally, this is the first actual physical prop we've made in detail for the tentatively titled Blackout set. I really don't know what it's going to be called when I'm finished, actually. I could probably do a competition for what's this going to be called. Okay, so I've got this. Now just hold down Shift, drag it out, go to Object, select by element, and select it all. Ooh, wrong piece selected, hang on. Select by element, make sure it's all selected, just Control A. Flip it. Now, select all again with the cap mode on and cap it. See? Capped. Lovely. Now we need to create a nice big solid door effect. So, select my edge, I'm going to select the top and bottom. Connect those. Over here, I'm going to do an inset by 0.01. Apply. Click OK. Now, with both these selected, I'm going to go into bevel mode. Now manually bevel me this piece for some blast doors. And I can add detail to those soon. There we are, 2 blast doors. Now if I go over here to hierarchy, effect pivot only, send it to object, effect pivot off. Go to my left viewport, no, my front viewport, yes. And get these lined up. Like so. Perspective. And now I'll just bring this back to round about there. Okay, and it can look like we've literally cut that piece off, yeah? Now, remember what I said, we're going to start work on the habitation area in just a moment. I'm just going to go to this line. Not habitation, sorry, the access area in just a moment. In order to do the access area, I'm just going to stop and we'll see you in the next part.